Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Here we are on an awesome evening on a super Sunday. Super? Well, obviously, this is a super event. Event, yes, that too, because it's not only about a club from Toastmasters club from Kolkata or a Toastmaster club from Nepal. It's about the collaboration that we are making to make this event a great success. It's about dissolving the lines. It's about collaboration for improvement in all ourselves. Today, while we go ahead with this super meeting, I would like to lay a few rules that we need to follow during this meeting. First up, this being a virtual platform, I would request every one of you to please be on mute until and unless you are required to speak. Second, in Toastmasters, we don't speak about sex, religion, and politics in a derogatory manner. And hence, I would request every one of you to refrain from using these in such a manner. And third, and it's probably one of the most important, that while a speaker is speaking, please switch on your camera, obviously, with your network provided, such that the speaker gets motivated even more and they can perform better with your effort and collaboration. Now that the rules are set, we can go all in to the business end of the meeting. For that, I would like to bring on stage someone who is very sweet, obviously. He is also someone who is very, very dedicated to his role. Whenever he has any task in his hand, he makes it a point to make best out of it. Please put your hands together to welcome the VP Education of VirtuoMasters Club, Toastmaster Amrish Bhuvania, as the presiding officer for today's meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Amrish Bhuvania.
Thank you, Anantu, for such a wonderful introduction. I welcome you all for the first Dissolving Border Initiative, a joint meeting of VirtuoMasters Club and the Bhaktapur Toastmasters Club. Everyone knows that this deadly pandemic has brought many negative things to the world, but it has not reduced the passion of Toastmasters to learn, to communicate, and to lead. In fact, we got the opportunity to interact with the members from across the world and conducted many joint initiatives. That is how Toastmasters teaches us to make lemonades when the life gives you lemons. Now, I'm glad to announce that we have many respected district lead officers today in this August meeting. I would like to thank the following district leaders for joining us today. District Director, District 41, DTM Ranjit Acharya. District Director, District PR Manager, District 41, DTM Moon Pradhan. District Director, Division O, DTM Pankaj Pradhananga. Area Director, Area O3, I think is not joined. Is not joined. So
not joined.
Subrato Podel is not joined. District Area Director, Area R1 Postmaster, Krishnesh Nayak. Immediate Past Area Director, Area Q3 Toastmaster, Sima Ramesh. Thank you once again. Now to all the guests and future Toastmasters who have joined us today. I'd like them to introduce him or herself and let us know from where they come to know about the Toastmasters. Is there any guest? Sunitra, can you help me find out that?
Yes, we have someone from Pokhara Toastmaster Club, Can you introduce yourself?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are
Yes,
audible.
yes.
Namaste, everyone. Good evening. I'm from Toastmaster, and my name is Gautam Shrestha. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Okay.
someone from East Toastmaster Club as well.
Hey, Megha Jaju. Can we have your introduction, ma'am?
Toastmaster Meg. Can you introduce yourself?
I think he has some connection issue or something. We have
So,
division
yeah,
art director
and
Rohan Nag. We welcome you also.
and we also have Toastmaster Chandrayan. Toastmaster Chandrayan, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, good evening, everybody. I am Chandrayan Shrestha. I am the president of Bodhi Toastmasters Club. Looking forward for a great meeting.
Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Chandrayan, sir.
Now, we have someone who is Division A Club Growth Director, Vice President, Education and Charter Member, Bhaktapur Toastmaster Club. Is a by profession the educator and entrepreneur. Please help me welcome the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sunitra Pradhananga, for taking the meeting further. Over to you, Sunitra.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amris. Yes, this is a collaborative effort between of two clubs. And when Toastmaster Chris told me about why not having a joint meeting with the Bhaktapur Toastmaster Club, I was very excited. And it says the collaboration divides the tasks and multiplies the success. And that was so true when I got into conversation with Toastmaster Chris and Toastmaster Aya, and conducting this meeting or planning this meeting was so easy as well as interesting as well. We got to know a lot about each other. In this Toastmaster meeting, it's divided into three parts. Here, in this meeting, we will first have the featured speaker sessions. The featured speaker sessions, in the featured speaker session, there will be two speakers, one from Bhaktapur Toastmaster Club and another is the VirtuoMasters from the VirtuoMaster Club. Next, we will have the table topic session where the guest can also participate. It's an impromptu speech session. The timing and other things will be discussed by table topic masters. Then we will have the evaluation session. The evaluation session, the general evaluator will evaluate the overall meeting, and his technical team will also present the report on it. And lastly, it is done. It is the meeting is adjourned by the closing presiding officer. Thank you. So going on to the agenda, I'll be sharing the agenda right after it. We will have a short address by Distinguished Toastmaster Ranjit Acharya. To talk about Distinguished Toastmaster Ranjit Acharya, he is an entrepreneur, a social worker, but more of it, he is a motivator and example for all of us. And I would request our district director to have a short address of 5 minutes and motivate all of us. Over to you, Distinguished Toastmaster Ranjit Acharya.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters of VirtuoMasters Toastmaster Club, Bhaktapur Toastmasters Club. Dissolving borders. What a concept. Of course, this is possible for all of us in District 41 to create synergy between all 4 countries that we are present in. Bangladesh, Nepal, India. Though we are divided by the borders, we are united by Toastmasters. And this is one of the most beautiful thing that we could have done starting this term. So congratulations to all the leaders who thought about it and came together. We've been talking about collaboration, and we also talk about competition. Today, I would like to talk about co-optation, the word amalgamation of cooperation and competition. So I am talking about co-optation. In Toastmasters, collaborating with each other is the main value that takes Toastmasters program to the quality benchmark. We have been collaborating with each other. An evaluator collaborates with speaker. All the role players collaborate with each other. Clubs collaborate and form area. Areas collaborate and form division. Divisions collaborate and form district. And districts collaborate and form region. Regions collaborate and form Toastmasters International. Collaboration is must. We must collaborate with each other to learn from each other and grow together. While we are collaborating, we need to compete too. But this competition cannot be with each other. This competition must happen with our own self. We need to compete with our own self to be better than what we are. In this program, the beauty of this entire program of Toastmasters, it gives us an opportunity to become better than what we are. The quest to become better should be the main mantra for all of us as Toastmasters. If we grow, we learn, we experience, we network, all these coming together will definitely make us better than what we are. So look for that better version for each other. Look for that better version of yourself. Don't target to be better by 100%. It may be impossible to do so, but target to be better by 0.5% every week. If you dedicate yourself to be better 0.5% every week, then within 1 year, you will be 26% better than what you are. And imagine those 26% added to the current self of you, how better you will be. So that quest to be better should remain there with us all the time. While we do that, collaborate with each other. That's why this term that I'm leaving today, all of you with co-optation, should be the mantra for all of us. I have been using this word time and again for myself. I collaborate with others and I compete with myself. That's why let's adapt this word for all of us, co-optation. I leave you with this word and I wish you all the best for starting such an initiative and look forward to seeing so many other initiatives like these on dissolving borders. Congratulations to both the clubs for starting this new trend in District 41. I would like to wish you all the best. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm delighted to have addressed this August gathering. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Ranjit Acharya, for wonderful words. And yes, it is. The Toastmaster itself is a collaboration. Meeting is a collaboration of the different rule taker, as well as in every event, we collaborate and make it successful. With that, I would further want to go on to the program and ask uh, distinguished Toastmaster Pankaj Pradhananga. Toastmaster Pankaj Pradhananga is director of Four Season Travels and Tours, and he is also the facilitator in top business schools. Yes, Toastmaster Pankaj is also a motivator, and he also uh, helps us to collaborate in doing doing all the event that we do in the Toastmasters. Always helpful, distinguished Toastmaster Pankaj Pradhananga. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunetra. It was back in 1815. There was a massive volcano eruption in Mount Tambora that didn't just kill many people, but that also completely wiped out the population of horse in Germany. A big crisis. But guess what? That crisis gave birth to first prototype of bicycle, which was patented in 1818 by Baron Karl von. So crisis gives opportunities, and exactly that's what we have been witnessing today, seeing these two clubs, Bhaktapur Toastmasters joining hands with VirtuoMasters. This is not just a super meeting, this is a historic meeting. Good evening, District Director, distinguished Toastmasters, and all leaders. This, as distinguished Toastmaster Ranjit Acharya mentioned, this collaboration is something we have started witnessing recently in Toastmaster, and that is the very visionary leadership by distinguished Toastmaster Ranjit Acharya and Suman Sakya, who actually joined hand with District 41 and opened up completely new avenues. This reminds me how the present situation, which is known as pandemic or crisis, as Churchill said, never waste a good crisis. And Toastmasters have been good follower of Churchill. We have opened up new avenues, new ways to collaborate. We did not wait right after the pandemic, started Zoom meeting, and probably that helped not only Toastmaster meetings, but carrying out our regular businesses, be it taking a class or conducting virtual workshops or doing international meetings. Toastmasters did enjoy that competitive advantage. They were a step ahead thanks to Toastmaster platform. Here, Calcutta and Kathmandu, it sounds very beautiful. And interestingly, Calcutta was the capital of British India until 1911, but the connection goes way beyond. To me, Calcutta reminds me Amar Sonar Bangla, the Satyajit Ray Feluda series. I grew up reading this, or you call it Vivekananda, whose Advaita Vedanta has not only mesmerized the world, but also people in Nepal. So I can't be more grateful to Toastmaster for connecting this historic tie between these two ancient cities. Now we are again together, creating new history, demolishing the walls and building more bridges. So I'd like to thank everyone involved in making this happen, and I congratulate every one of you being part of this great learning experience. I wish you all the best. Over to you, Toastmaster Sunetra.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Pankaj Pradhananga. And yes, never waste crisis. And this is how we have made the crisis, converted the crisis into opportunity. Thank you for the wonderful thought, this distinguished Toastmaster Pankaj Pradhananga. Moving on to the program, I would like to invite Division R Director, distinguished Toastmaster Rohan Nag, and he says he has a very close connection with Nepal. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Rohan Nag.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunetra. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to this wonderful initiative called Dissolving Borders. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like Toastmaster Sunetra said, you must be wondering what connection I have with Nepal. Well, the connection is my father has been in Nepal since 2006. So Nepal is my second home. And I have been there nothing less than 8 to 10 times. So when I see people from Nepal, I'm like, I have been there. And then we discuss. And it gives me a lot of joy when I see that today, again, we from VirtuoMasters Club, and of course, you from Bhaktapur Toastmasters Club, two brilliant clubs, two clubs that have always proved their worth by maintaining the standards as set by Toastmasters International and are absolutely perfect examples of service clubs. And it gives me a lot of joy to see such wonderful leaders, senior leaders, Ranjit sir, Pankaj Dai, Moon ma'am, for joining in. It gives me a lot of pleasure and I am waiting to meet all of you. And the fact that we are having this meeting today, right on the 18th day of this new year, I am sure that our collaboration and our synergy, and as Ranjit sir said, our cooperation will help us take District 41 to greater heights and heights that no one has even thought possible. So let's have a brilliant meeting. Let's learn together. Let's grow together. Let's move together. And as always say, let's rock together. Thank you very much, sir. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohan Nag. And now I would like to call General Evaluator to talk about her role today, and as well as introduce the other indirect evaluators. Our general evaluator today is Seema Ramesh, who is the immediate past president of VirtuoMaster Club and also the area director of Q3. Over to you, Toastmaster Seema.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening, actually, and what a warm Sunday evening this is, and a get-together tete-a-tete with two awesome clubs over here. I welcome all of you from Bhaktapur Toastmasters Club. Well, as you have heard all the distinguished guests previously who have spoken, especially District Director DTM Ranjit Acharya, talking about how competition is not between the others, but amongst ourselves. Now, I believe every single word that he said, because we can only improve ourselves to be better speakers and leaders, better communicators over here in Toastmasters. And what better way at Toastmasters to do this than with feedback? Feedback is something that we all depend on in our daily lives, in our careers, in our whatever profession you are in, think of. And feedback is something that we always thrive on. So at Toastmasters as well, we take feedback very, very seriously. And this is why in our regular meeting, we have an evaluation section. The individual speeches will be evaluated by the respective evaluators, as well as the table topic speeches today are also going to be evaluated. Now, apart from that, I, as the general evaluator, will be evaluating the meeting as a whole from the very moment. In fact, I've already started noting down when the Sergeant at Arms has begun the meeting until the meeting is wrapped up towards the end. Now, this is a huge, huge task, which I cannot definitely perform by myself. And so I have got a very competent team of role players. They are very fondly known as the tag role players, the timer, our counter, and grammarian. I would like to invite the timer for today, Toastmaster Bikash, to kindly introduce your role as a timer today. Over to you, Toastmaster Bikash.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Seema. As a timer, my role is to note down each speaker's time and alert each speaker by showing different color cards. Please be noted that I will be changing my virtual background in this way, so that all the speakers, please pin my video while you are speaking. For the timing mentioned, the speakers will be shown green flag or green card at the initial time, yellow at the middle time, and red at the end of the time. And 30 seconds will be given to wrap up the speech. For example, table topic speakers will get 1 to 2 minute time, At 1 minute, green card, 1.5 minute, yellow card, and a 2 minute red card. Likewise, for the featured speakers, here today we have both speakers will have 5 to 7 minutes time. At 5 minutes, green card will be shown. At 6 minutes, yellow card will be shown, and at 7 minutes, red card will be shown. And it will be for the voting purpose. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vikash. I would just like to add that the evaluators will get 2 to 3 minutes. And all the 3 sections, the speakers will have a grace period of 30 seconds on the upper as well as the lower side, except for the table topic speakers, when they have a grace period of 30 seconds only on the upper side. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vikash, who will be flashing his virtual backgrounds as the time proceeds. Next, I would like to invite the R counter today, who is Toastmaster Rima. Toastmaster Rima, if you could kindly explain your role to us.
Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, I'm going to play the role of R counter. The purpose of my role is to note down the words and sounds that is used as crutch words or sound fillers by the speaker. During this meeting, I listen to the crutch words such as and, but, so, like, and filler sounds such as I'll also note down if any speaker repeats a word or phrase that is not required and of long or short pauses. If any speaker repeats a word twice, I'll say couple of times. And if any speaker repeats a word more than thrice, I'll say multiple times. I'll be present my report at the end of the meeting when I'll be called upon by the General Evaluator. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rima, for so beautifully explaining your role. We have to watch out for you today as the R counter. Last but not the least, we have the grammarian, the Renan Martin of the meeting, and today the grammarian is being played by Toastmaster Sujit. Toastmaster Sujit, if you could please explain your role to us.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. First of all, good evening to all the distinguished Toastmasters and fellow Toastmasters and guests. So today I will be your grammarian, and my role today is to keep a note, first of all, take notes of improper and proper uses of grammar. I'll be also taking notes of proper uses of quotes, thoughts, or words, and I'll be also noting some sayings that the speakers and everybody else using during the session today. And one of my other purpose, my role is also to provide you with a word of the day. And we have chosen word of the day for today as elevate. The meaning of the word of the day is raise or lift to a higher position. To use it in a sentence, elevate. He was elevated to manager from the assistant manager's position. I definitely encourage all the speakers and participants today to use the word of the day. And I'll be also keeping note of how many times the word of the day was used today. And in the end, once called upon by the General Evaluator for my report, I'll be also giving the report of a number of times the word of the day was used. Thank you very much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sujit, for so beautifully explaining your role. We also have, once the word of the day is used by any speaker, we applaud them either by a virtual applause or a virtual thumbs up. Next, we do also have the vote counter today, who is Toastmaster Ashutosh. Would you just like to briefly say what your role would be like?
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. My role today is going to be preparing the voting links after every session, after speaker completes, evaluator completes, and table topic speaker completes. And I will publish the poll, which I will then request everyone to vote. And then based on that, I'll share the report with Toastmaster of the evening so that we can declare the results.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashutosh, in the virtual format. This is a very important role. Thank you so much for taking that up today. And that's it for me right now. I'll be back towards the end of the session when the Toastmaster of the evening calls upon me. So let us elevate ourselves today as better speakers and leaders. Thank you so much. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Seema. And yes, evaluation is very much important. And with the collaborative effort of other technical evaluator, I think today's meeting will be a great one. Now we are moving to our first session, that is the featured speech session, where featured speaker will deliver the prepared speech. We have two speakers today, one from Bhaktapur Toastmaster Club and another from the VirtuoMaster Club. First, we have Toastmaster Sunil Tambrakar, who is in his Project 1 Level 2 Speech 1. His evaluator is Toastmaster Ayan. So I'd like to ask Toastmaster Ayan about the objective of Toastmaster Sunil's speech today. Over to you, Toastmaster Ayan.
Yeah, good evening again, Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, Toastmaster Sunil Tambrakar will be giving his level 1, project 2 and speech first. The purpose of the speech for this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of the speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Now, this is a very important speech for the speaker, obviously, and I would just say best of luck to the speaker for a wonderful speech. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ayan. And now we have for his speech, Toastmaster Sunil Tambrakar. He is an engineer, but he is an entrepreneur as well. But not just that, additionally, he is a very good singer as well. For his speech, Toastmaster Sunil Tambrakar, the title of the speech is The Day I Could Have Been Shot. The Day I Could Have Been Shot, Toastmaster Sunil Tambrakar. Over to you, Toastmaster Sunil.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Sunetra, for the wonderful introduction. Presiding officers, I know because we have two presiding officers today, distinguished Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, a very good evening. I'm about to share with you a story of mine which happened about 15, 20 years ago, when my country was actually going through a lot of political turmoil. There was so much trouble that every day from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next morning, we had curfews. So on this particular day, I had some work in Kathmandu, which is the capital of Nepal. And for our Indian friends, let me draw you a map. Can you see both my hands? So let's say my right hand is Kathmandu and my left hand is Bhaktapur, and everything, this is the highway, if you insist. And I will name a few places so you can relate to the places later. So I had a meeting in Kathmandu, and being the smart guy that I am, I finished everything by just before 5 o'clock, and I left town just before 5 so that I could reach home by 6 o'clock. Now, on the way from Kathmandu, there's a place called Koteshwar here. There's a lot of traffic, so it took me about half an hour to get to a place called Kausaltar. Let's say that Kausaltar is on my right shoulder. Now, I was expecting an army checkpost there, and without doubt, there was an army post. But this particular army guy was showing me this signal. Go to the right, go to the right. I waited in the queue, and finally, when I got to the front, the guy said, "Sir, the curfew started at 5 o'clock. I tried to argue with him, but I knew that was futile because he said curfew started 5 o'clock, sir. You have to take this road, the inside road, curfew is 6 o'clock. But I told him, I don't know the way. I don't know the way to Bhaktapur from this little road that you're showing me. And he said, look at that truck. That truck is going to Bhaktapur. You just follow him and you'll get to Bhaktapur. And this guy was a no-nonsense guy. So I said, thank you. I followed the truck. I didn't know the way. At this point, let me tell you, I have a very bad sense of directions. I get lost very easily. So this truck was very important for me. I had to follow this. But unfortunately, the road wasn't that good. After following him for 15 minutes, the truck didn't seem to be stopping anywhere. So I honked at him many a times, and after 5 minutes, he stopped. I got out of the car, went to the truck. It was a humongous truck. It was from one of your trucks from India, massive Tata truck. I asked the truck guy, it was huge, so I had to look up and say, hey, are you going to Bhaktapur? The guy at the back said, you're going to Bhaktapur, I'm following you. And this guy had a smirk, and he looked down on me and no, way to Bhaktapur was 10 minutes back. Now I was getting worried. It was getting close to 6 o'clock, it was winter time, and it was starting to get dark. And I didn't know my way. But I challenged myself, turned my car, and tried to find my way. Now, my target was to get to a place from Kausaltar to Gathagar here, a place called Gathagar. And there is a road slightly north of that, which goes parallel to the highway, which I had to reach. Now, in my panic, in my anxiety, I didn't know the way and I got lost. When I reached Gathagar, this area, I took a turn, I went around the roads and lost about 15 minutes, and I came out to a place which I thought I was familiar with. Came out, looked around, and it was the highway. And naturally, because the curfew was on, that was a no-go area. I took another round, and I did that 3 more times and came out to the same exit. By this time, it was 8:15. It was really getting dark. And to add to my worries, there was load shedding, which means there is no power. Everything is dark. There are no people on the road. For a moment, I thought I was sleeping in my car that night. Then I took the last turn. I said, I have to find my way out, and took the last time round Gathagar, insides of the Gathagar, and took a different turn. I ended up in a massive open field, which I thought at the time was a brick factory or an old brick factory. I saw 2 people there sitting and chatting and smoking. I stopped and begged at them, look, this is what I need to do. What is the way out? They helped me out. They gave me direction of like 3 right turns and 2 left turns, and I was sure I was going to get lost. But I took and then I thanked them, and then I turned my car, backed my car. But my bad luck, I did that in a very filmy way, in a movie way. And suddenly I could hear a massive bump at the back of my car. I looked around, I couldn't see anything. I got off my car, went to the back, and I saw I had put both my wheels in a ditch, and the car wouldn't come out. I was stuck. I was sure I was going to spend the night in the car. Then suddenly God sent me an empty taxi right there. Well, it was not entirely empty. The driver was there. Otherwise, it would be very scary. So I begged this guy, and he agreed to take me to the road that I was looking for behind Gathagar. But on the way, he was still cribbing. But I promised him to pay a lot of money. He agreed, and he finally dropped me about 600 meters from where my home was, say here, and I had to walk 600 meters to my home. Now that 600 meters walk, I felt like was the longest walk of my life. And that probably was my fastest walk of my life. With army personnel all over the place, I couldn't run. I had to walk fast. I walked fast, reached home, and took a sigh of relief. And it was about 10 o'clock by that time. But that 600 meters stretch with a lot of army personnel, I could actually have been shot that day. But as you can see, I am alive. I was not shot. And I could rest at my place the night. The next morning, I woke up afresh, very glad to be on my own bed. But I had a bigger problem. I had a bigger problem on the next day. I couldn't remember where I had left my car. Thank you. Toastmaster of the evening, back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil. Now, moving back to our agenda, we have our second speaker Toastmaster Amris Bhuwania, who is by profession a chartered accountant, and he loves touring and making friends. He is VP Education of VirtuoMaster Club, and also he's standing as the presiding officer in today's meeting as well. For evaluating Toastmaster Amris, we have Toastmaster Jeevan Khimire from Bhaktapur Toastmaster Club. Toastmaster Jeevan, can you highlight the objective of Toastmaster Amris speech today of level 1?
Of the evening, Toastmasters.
Level 1 project.
First of all, Subha Sondhya, Kolkata. It's so good to be collaborating with you guys. Toastmaster Amris is in his level 1 project 2 speech 1, which actually is the same level and project that Toastmaster Sunil was speaking on. So the objective of the purpose of the speech happens to be delivering a speech on any topic, getting feedback, and trying to make things better in the next speech based on the feedbacks by the evaluator. So I wish Toastmaster Amris all the best and would love to hear from him. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you. So Toastmaster, am I muted? Okay. So Toastmaster Amris Bhuwania, motivation is garbage. Motivation is garbage. Toastmaster Amris Bhuwania. Over to you, Toastmaster Amris.
Am I audible?
Yes, audible and visible. You can continue.
Good evening, distinguished Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, Toastmaster of the day, and dear guest. Imagine you have a friend. When you are doing anything like watching a movie on Netflix, sleeping extra hours, eating junk foods, playing the card game, everything, that friend is always there. But when you want to do something meaningful, like going to a gym, working 30 minutes extra for a project, so you have to wake up early, you have to reduce your sugar intake or quit smoking. You will not find that friend anywhere. Would you like to be a friend with such a person? I'm sure nobody wants to make that friend. How do we friend with such a person? We cannot. But if I say that friend is motivation, would you agree? Because whenever you want to do something which we should not do, like eating extra slice of pizza, sleeping 30 minutes extra, watching movies for longer hours, we will find motivation along with us. But when I want to go to gym or want to sit 1 hour extra to complete my work, motivation escapes us. In the words of American lawyer and TED speaker Mel Robbins, motivation is garbage. But why? Why she has said in this way? Because our mind is wired in such a way that, and our mind is designed in such a way that it stops us from doing anything which is uncomfortable to us, which brings to discomfort, which is difficult. Our mind stops us from anything which can hurt us. If you want to do best in your life, build a new business, be a good best parent in the world, be a best spouse, you want to do whatever best in your life, you have to do something which is scary, which is difficult, and which can bring uncomfortable zone in your life. We don't want to come out from our comfort zone, and we also don't feel like that we stuck into a zone. That is why motivation is required, because it helps us to complete critical tasks. It helps to do job fastly. Then what are the measures so that we can motivate ourselves? We can do work in a fastest manner and motivation supports us. we have to set up 3 targets. Like we have to measure success in every step. We have to appoint and find some mentor who can guide us in different levels of your life. And we have to review our goals and increase the goals with every passing time. Let me tell you how it works. Imagine you want to lose your weight and you have joined a gym, and that is rather a peculiar gym. You will not, there is no trainer is there, and when there is no mirrors also there. When you work out there, you are alone. There is no one to guide you. No, there is no weighing machine to measure your weights. There is no measuring tape to measure your chest, hips, biceps, etc. I am sure even if you are getting benefit from going there, you will not have interest to go back there, because you cannot measure your progress, because no one is there to guide you. The only feeling the progress is not important. We must see it also. And measuring progress is one of the motivation for everyone to go ahead in their life. Why we have joined Toastmasters? We are here to improve your communication skill, to improve our leadership skill. But just think, if there is no evaluation, no achievements and accolades, there's no one to recognize you. Would you feel motivated to come to the meetings of the Toastmaster? I'm sure no one will be interested in coming back and attending the meetings. In Toastmasters, we have a proper system of motivation. Like we have mentors who guide us for individual as well as club goals. In every meeting, there are evaluators to evaluate your speech and guide you about the good and not so and areas of improvement in your speech. There are voting for the role players also, so that they are motivated to take roles and do better in the next meeting. Friends, if you're not feeling motivated, that is, if you don't want to take roles in the meeting, you don't want to complete the pending work, it means you are lacking motivation. And that shows that you have not set a mechanism to measure your success and challenge yourself. My dear friends, live life to express, not to impress. And I'm sure when you set up a mechanism for your mechanism to measure your progress, I'm sure that kind of motivation will never leave you, whether you are going through a bad time or good time. What you say, Toastmaster of the day? Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amris. And now we are in, we want to ask the timer if both of the speakers are eligible for voting.
Yes, Toastmaster Sunitra, both speakers are eligible to be voted.
Please, I would request everyone to vote for your favorite speaker, better speaker. So we will end the poll at 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for voting. Now, we will proceed to the next wonderful event, which always elevates the quality of the Toastmaster meeting, and this makes our meeting very interesting. The table topic session, where even the guest can participate. For conducting the table topic session, we have our table topic master today, Toastmaster Asutosh Mundra. If I have pronounced it incorrectly, apologies for that. He is engineer by education, entrepreneur by profession, and nationalist by heart. Over to you, Toastmaster Asutos.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening, for such a wonderful introduction. Namaste, my fellow Toastmasters and respected guests. Today, I am your table topic master. And today I intend to take you to the picturesque journey of the Himalayan nation Nepal. It houses world's deepest lake, the tallest grassland, the deepest gorge, and harbors the highest altitude lake. And Nepal has broken all the world records for its enchanting natural beauty. It is the only country with such a drastic altitude variation, 59 meters to 8,848 meters of Mount Everest. I'm so sorry, before I kind of get drift any further, let me very quickly explain you the rules, please. Please note, every speaker will get 2 minutes to speak, and there's a grace period of 30 seconds on the upper side. In order to qualify, speaker need to speak for at least 1 minute. A green card will be shown by timer on completion of 1 minute. A yellow card will be shown at the completion of 1.5 minutes. And a red card will be shown on completion of 2 minutes. We have special privilege for our guests. We will give you a chance to change your topic once. Yes, you got it right. Guests will get an opportunity to change their topic once. And also, I will like to encourage every speaker to use the word of the day, elevate, which is actually going to help us in elevating the level of our today's meeting. So are you all ready to take this tour? All right, fantastic. So if you're all ready, I will sincerely appreciate and request if I can have volunteers who want to come in, and then we start our tour, a picturesque tour of the Himalayan nation, Nepal. Can I have volunteers, please? I'm sorry, I can't. Toastmaster of the evening, can you please help me, because I'm not able to see chat. Sorry.
I would like to try. This is Rohan this side.
All right. So we have DTM Rohan Nag. Thank you so much, DTM Rohan Nag, for coming up and encouraging us. So as you can see, we are starting our journey. Flight has landed into Kathmandu, and there is nothing better than taking another flight to take a picturesque view of Mount Everest, the highest peak of this world. And the topic for you today is the barrier more formidable than Mount Everest that looms between you and your consciousness, or me and my consciousness, is Mount Ego. Let me repeat again. A barrier more formidable than Mount Everest that looms between me and my consciousness is called Mount Ego. DTM Rohan Nag.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am sure each and every one of you feel that ego is not good. Ego is not good for the consciousness. Ego is a mountain as even bigger than Mount Everest itself. But let me tell you all, I do not agree with this, because I believe that my ego is my biggest strength. It is my ego that always pushes me to go that extra mile, because I don't like to fail. It is my ego that always pushes me to put in that extra bit of effort in my preparation, because I don't like to mess up when I go on stage. It is my ego that has always pushed me to try and win over people, because I am a people manager. So for me, my ego is my Mount Everest that helps me reach the summit of my consciousness. Ladies and gentlemen, please understand one thing. There is a gun, an AK-47. A soldier holds a gun, AK-47. A terrorist holds a gun, AK-47. But a soldier uses that gun to protect the people of his country, while a terrorist uses that gun to kill innocent people and create terrorism. So whom do you blame? Do you blame the gun, or do you blame the hand holding the gun? So for me, My ego is like that. If I use my ego to put people down, to insult people, to feel that I am superior, I am numero uno compared to all, that ego is not good. But if I use my ego to become a better version of myself, to refuse to lower my standards, come what may, ladies and gentlemen, that ego will help us reach the summit of consciousness. Thank you very much, sir. Back to you.
Thank you so much, DTM Rohan, for such a wonderful take. You actually changed the perspective of my entire life, that now I know that there are two kinds of egos, good ego and bad ego. And good ego is something which is going to take me forward in my life. Thank you so much for such a wonderful perspective about it. Can we have our next volunteer, please, to continue our journey further? I mean, I think I forgot to tell a rule that if there are no volunteers coming in, I have options to choose anyone from this list. So it's better that you come and volunteer. Okay, I can see. Sorry.
Toastmaster Chandrayan.
All right.
Toastmaster Chandrayan.
Toastmaster Chandrayan, can we please have you on the stage, on virtual stage? Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, I'm here.
All right. Thank you so much for volunteering in. So now we have taken that picturesque flight and we have looked at Mount Everest, and the next stop for us after this is going to be Janakpur. Janakpur is the place where Ma Sita actually was born, and that's the place where we are going to next. And the topic for you is woman completes a man. Topic for you is woman completes a man. Over to you, Toastmaster Chandrayan.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. I think this is such a wonderful topic. I thought that I'll just have a go, and if the topic does not suit me, I will take a lifeline. But I think I don't need a lifeline, because I totally agree that a woman completes a man. I think it is a relationship is something of a collaboration that you have with your life partner in order to bring up your family, you know, in such a way that it is also a part of a team. You mentioned about Janakpur and the Janaki temple, which is a symbol of Ram and Sita, where the union has been taken as a wonderful example, you know, of how sacrifice, how dedication to the family, where family always comes first, is taken into this context. For me, my family is the first priority that I have. And definitely my family is not complete without my wife. And that I can very strongly vouch that she is like the whole resource, the record keeping of everything that I require. And it is not only in my case, I have seen it in many cases that, you know, it goes hand in hand. If you have missed out something, it'll be taken. If you have dropped something down the line, it'll be taken over by the woman in your life. And that, you know, there is a saying as well, where you stress that for every successful man, there is a woman. And this is very, very much true. Obviously, each of them, for every successful woman, there is a man as well, and vice versa. I think this is something, you know, that is very, very important, especially for our newer generation, where marriages are not taken very positively. And I think this notion of, you know, having the right person in your life is so very important. And I totally agree with the quote saying that a woman completes a man, and the collaboration is something that is a must. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful take. I agree with you on all the parts, but probably there is one thing where I will beg to disagree with you, that it's only behind every successful man there's a woman. I'm an unsuccessful person, and all the women in my life always stand behind me. Thank you so much for your wonderful take. I think we have next volunteer, Toastmaster Sanjana.
Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjana, for volunteering so that we can continue our journey, wonderful journey in Nepal. So from Janakpur, we are going to go forward and we are going to reach Chitwan National Park. And the table topic for you is look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better. Toastmaster, the topic for you is look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better.
Thank you. Thank you, Table Topic Master. Look deep into nature and then you'll understand everything better. That is something that every traveler has learned and has imbibed in themselves. That's how they go forward for more trekking and traveling. And I have been one of them. I always look forward to go for a next trek. And to this amazement, my last trek or my last visit before this lockdown was Chitwan National Park. What I feel is like when we look into the nature, it helps us to get rid of everything that is back in our mind, not just because it is green and it suits our eyes, but mainly it helps us understand that everything that it grows into the nature, it takes time. Not the tree does not grow in one day. It takes a lot of patience, efforts, water, air, and even when the wind is out there, it has to stay strong. The roots has to be stay strong so that it can grow. And also about the animals, they stay there and have to struggle a lot of things. They don't have this to think about what I can do in the future and all those things. They just stay in the present, and that is what we came to learn from the nature, from the animals, from the plants, and also from the mountains that we hear and see. So that is the driving force, and everyone has to go into the nature to look into the basics, how the things work, apart from the electronics and the technical things that we have been delving on to each and every day because of this lockdown as well. But yes, going to the nature is something that helps us to understand better about everything. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sanjana, for such a wonderful take. We all know the gravity was discovered when apple fall down from the tree. So just imagine if there was no nature, no tree, no apple, there would have been no gravity at all. So thank you so much for your wonderful take. Sincerely appreciate it. Let's have our next volunteer. Toastmaster Amrish, can you please help me with the next name? I'm not able to see my chat, please. Or Toastmaster Sunetra, can you help me with the next volunteer?
It is Manoj Subedi.
Sorry.
Manoj Subedi.
All right, Toastmaster Manoj, can we have you on screen, please?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manoj, for volunteering and coming forward. We are going to continue our journey. And then from Chitwan, next we are going to go to the birthplace of Bhagwan Buddha, Lumbini. And table topic for you is, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. Toastmaster Manoj, the topic is, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. Toastmaster Manoj.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for such a wonderful topic. I have been to Lumbini quite a times, and whenever I go there, I find this eternal peace over there. I remember one quote from Buddha, which I always take in my mind. You speak only when you feel that your words are better than your silence. I always take that word into my mind. So as your topic suggests, the mind is everything. Yes, when we think of positive, we get the positive aura or the vibes. They say negative or empty mind is a dangerous mind. So whenever you think of positive, you will learn or go through the positive way. And when you think about negative aspect, then all you see is negative. There is one beautiful song by Ani Ching Jolma that says, Fulko Akama, Fule Sansara, Kadako Akama, Kade Sansara, which means in the eye of flower, everything is flower, and in the eye of throne, everything is a throne. So to conclude you, and I truly second your quotes, the mind is everything. What do you think you become? Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manoj, for such a wonderful take and showing us the potential, what we can become just by thinking the right things. I believe this is next topic is the last table topic we are going to have, and then I will have to hand over because of the time constraint. And I think we have Megha Jaju who wants to come in. Megha, can we please have you on? All right. Thank you so much, Megha, for Toastmaster Megha for volunteering. And we are going to continue our journey. And then from Lumbini, we are next going into Pokhara. As we all know, Pokhara being known for the lakes and the picturesque mountain, which is peaks which are visible from Pokhara, wonderful place. And the table topic for you is make your heart like a lake with a calm, still surface, but still great depths of kindness. So, Megha, the topic for you is make your heart like a lake with a calm, still surface and great depths of kindness. Toastmaster Megha.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for this amazing topic that you've given. Like the other table topic speaker, I have also, my last trip was also to Pokhara. What a coincidence. And actually, when I recall about my trip to Pokhara, what I can majorly recall is the lake rides, the times that I've spent in the lakes, on the lakes. It was amazing. It was actually mesmerizing to see how the water simply flows. And when there are distractions, when there are lakes growing, when these boats are going, you see there's a turbulence basically on the water. But when it goes away, it's calm again. So that means that whatever difficulties you face in life, it's basically it comes, but it stays there for just a time, which means that you also need to have that patience in life to be the calm person that you want to be. Again, when I go to the second part of the topic, it says that you need to have a great depth of kindness. I think I have also experienced this in life, is that when you are calm and when you want to be kind to everybody around you, you do not actually have to focus on maintaining that positivity, because when you are kind and when you speak to anybody and everybody around you, you get that sense of calm within you. So I think the quote that you said is very correct, and this is where I want to go. Over to you, Toastmasters. Table topic Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Megha, for such a wonderful take and telling us about your journey or your visit to Pokhara. I will love to be there someday and experience the same kind of calmness and kindness when I am there. With that, I think that's a wrap on my side. Because of the limited time we have got, I will have to hand it over back to our Toastmaster of the evening. But before I do that, I just want to echo a line said by Swamiji, Swami Vivekananda. Dare to be free, dare to go as far as thought leads, and dare to carry that out in your life. That's destiny. Thank you so much. With that, over to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Sunetra. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asutosh, and also showing us a new way to conduct a table topic. What an interesting session. Thank you, Toastmaster Asutosh. And we have to also, we also choose the better table topic speaker. So for that, I would like to ask Timer if everyone is eligible. All the speakers are eligible for voting.
Yes, yes, Toastmaster Sunita. All the
you can continue voting. Okay, the meeting, polling stops at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for the participation. Okay. Now, for elevating anyone, we have to be evaluated. And yes, in Toastmasters, we always has this wonderful evaluation session where everyone is evaluated. To conduct the evaluation session, we have Toastmaster Seema Ramesh. Over to you, Toastmaster Seema Ramesh, for the evaluation session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening. So we had such a fabulous session, the table topic section. I would like to invite the evaluator of the table topic section, distinguished Toastmaster Moon Pradhan, to please conduct the table topic evaluation.
Okay, I think it can be heard now. Thank you, Toastmaster Seema. This is the first that I am evaluating a table topic session, and this is a first for Bhaktapur Toastmasters Club to be doing this. I found it very interesting that the table topic master chose the entire country's major attractions and built topics around it. It was also very interesting to note that the table topic master was able to link each of these tourist attractions to something more deep and more profound, just like the ending that he did with the Swami Vivekananda's saying about going free and far. Now for their speakers, you also were surprisingly varied. The table topic was taken first by somebody from Kolkata, from India, and then by 4 people from 4 different clubs in Nepal. And none of them were from Bhaktapur Toastmasters Club. So I must say the topic must have been good. Yes, it took a little time for the second speaker to raise the hand and take the slot, but it was also done wonderfully. I really liked how Toastmaster Rohan flipped the speech, the topic, and gave a speech saying that ego is not bad. I would really have loved it if he could have gone back to the question and asked the audience the question again, because he started with, you must think that having ego is bad. So if he had gone back to that, it would have made the speech complete package. For Toastmaster Chandrayaan, who took up the topic about women completes a woman completes a man, he was able to bring it to a balance by saying that it's not just a woman who's behind a successful man, but also for successful women, there are successful men. And who understands this more than me? I would have, and he connected it with Janaki Mandir and the reunion of Ram and Sita. I would have really loved it if he too had gone back to that, because even in table topic, what you have started with at the end of the speech, if you go back to that, then that really completes the speech, because you started with the union of Ram and Sita and the importance of family and sacrifice. If you had gone back to that, that would have really made it really interesting. Toastmaster Sanjana took up this topic about the looking deeper into nature to understand everything better. I think she was able to bring that back to the topic, which I was suggesting for the other 2 speakers. What I would what would have really made it even worthwhile would have been if you had talked more in that looking deeper in life and given a little more on that. For Toastmaster Manoj, who took up the topic on Lumini and the mind is everything, the way you spoke itself, it was like so calm, as if you were right there in Lumini in that calm and peaceful environment. And what what you said was you also brought it back to what you think you become. If you had given more in not just about not being negative, but in life also, how your thoughts can manifest into what you can become, then that would really have given more thought to something more to think about for the audience. The last speaker, Toastmaster Megha, talked about Pokhara. I felt that when you started with thanking the tabletop master and referring to the earlier speakers. I think that took away from your time. You can just start with the topic, what you think, so that the time can be utilized even better. Otherwise, you talked about how the calmness, you compared the calmness of the lake to how you as a person or we as a person can also understand that there can be turbulences, but after that there will be calmness. So I think the three major things that I would say from all the speakers is, one, when you start with something, do look it back. Second, don't waste your time, like I just did. And third, try to give deeper information for the audience to take back. Wonderful session conducted. Over to you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Moon, for your very precise and concise evaluation. It is so good to always hear your evaluation. I've heard it before, and you have made each one of the speakers understand where they can improve. And I think that's the best thing that an evaluator can always do. And thank you so much for gracing our occasion today. Oh, huge round of applause, please, for our Table Topics evaluator, DTM Moon Pradhan. Now, moving on to the individual speeches, I would like to call upon the evaluators. The first speaker was Toastmaster Sunil, who was evaluated by Toastmaster Ainanshu. Toastmaster Ainanshu, if you could kindly present your evaluation. Thank you.
Well, good evening again, fellow Toastmaster. The day I could have been short. I don't know about what, if you were somewhere you faked that thing or you totally moved out of that shot. But one thing that did today was everyone got the shot of the day. It was really something, a beautiful speech we all think and we all love to witness. Toastmaster Sunil Tamrakar, the way you started, the way you you addressed everyone welcoming to your speech, it was something that we all want to be a part of. The next up, the way you put your hand gestures around. You started with your hand up from Kathmandu, then you went from here to Bhaktapur via two different places that you had to go through. These things definitely made a picture in our mind of the path that one needs to travel from that place to the other place. Toastmaster Sunil, these are certain things that always attracts people. It connects with everyone when you put the hands up. Somewhere you also put the hand out when you refer to Kathmandu police that you have to go that way. Obviously, these are certain things that you made others think, well, this is the way that Toastmaster Sunil must have taken. And then somewhere you also put a stop, the pause you took when you said that way to Bhaktapur was 10 minutes back. That was just an apt pause, what we all thought that all got hooked into. What happened then? Well, obviously, you had other things to say, the other challenges that you faced on that night. Challenges is something we all want to get excited with. These are certain things which we all love taking on. And obviously, on a dark night, on a rainy night, it's something that we all aspire to be in. It gets the adrenaline rush. However, while we are getting into the adrenaline things, there are certain things that we also need to improve upon that we may have missed during the speech. Obviously, you were very enthusiastic while you're speaking. Your body language and everything was totally up to the mark. However, minuscule thing that when you positioned yourself on the left-hand side, it kind of restricted your movement on screen. Probably if you were a bit more central with your hand gestures, it would have been a bit more coverage for everyone to see what you want to express completely. And somewhere while you are speaking with your enthusiasm and everything, the voice, what you're speaking, the beautiful voice, it was a monotonous for a long time. A bit of a different modulation, it would have helped everyone to get the expression out of your story a bit more. So all in all, it was a fantastic speech that we all witnessed. Just we work on the two things about voice modulation and positioning, and it will be perfect next time around. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator Toastmasters Seema.
A huge round of applause, please. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ayananshu, for giving in a detailed evaluation. And I'm sure the speaker will take the feedback and improve on his next speech. My only suggestion for Toastmaster Ayananshu is to just make note of the time that you're taking, because you need to summarize an evaluation, and detailed summarization is always anticipated, especially if you're looking from the contest point of view. Thank you so much. And as far as the speaker is concerned, Toastmaster Sunil, I really enjoyed your speech. You made that narrative of your personal story so beautiful, and something that we can always relate to. My only suggestion would be that the topic of your speech was the day I could have been shot, and you brought that the build up to the day that you could have been shot was slightly delayed, I felt. It could have, the yellow card had come up and still you were just bringing on that incident. Rather, because when you choose a title for your speech, the focus should be on that. So instead of putting in too much on the movement towards the day that you were shot, you could have just added a little more, towards the conclusion, and something that I could have taken back from you of that incident. Thank you so much. Wonderful speech today, Toastmaster Sunil. Next, we had the speaker, Toastmaster Amrish, who was evaluated by Toastmaster Jeevan. I would like to invite Toastmaster Jeevan to please give in your evaluation.
Thank you, General Evaluator. The best way to hook your audience is by talking about things that they can relate to. And who cannot relate with food? If it's junk food, basically. And then friends, and then card games, and then working out. For people like me who is like very hesitant in terms of going out, I was just hooked right away. Well, you had such a good connection with whatever you're trying to say, and with the audience in a way that you're trying to put your ideas and thoughts. It was really good. You also used some really good phrases, and then you gave reasons why you think motivation is garbage. For example, you gave example of different things that makes you believe that there's no point in believing in motivation because it's garbage. It's not going to work out for you. And then you actually talked about how success should be measured, how mentals are important, and how you should be reviewing goals if you really want to be motivated in life. And then the connection of your speech with Toastmasters International, where you talked about how we come to Toastmasters to grow. And then if there is no evaluation, there is no point in coming to Toastmasters because we'll never improve. So it was a very well-crafted speech. I like the content because I believe in content a lot. However, you are not perfect, just like I'm not, and just like anyone else in this room. So you had things that I believe you could have worked on a little harder, and then things could have been better. The first thing, I think you didn't prepare as much as you would have liked or as you should have prepared, because at times you were stuck for words and then you were trying to fill things up. So that's one thing. Another thing is you were very much static in one position, and then your hand movement was the same way throughout your speech. So you had so many things like friends, junk food, card games, and then working out. It's not working out. So there are different ways of putting things up. And if you could add that emotion in your content, you would have been doing a lot better. So that's something that I would like to suggest you add on, that is a vocal variety, your body movement a little bit. So for example, you can stand in one particular position and then move to another position while talking about something else that actually attracts the audience towards you in a better way. So these are the things that I would suggest you improve on. And then there was one thing that I was noticing. I'm not sure if it's just me or if you had some issue with your voice. Maybe the device was not supporting you too much, because at times it was not completely clear. So next time I would strongly recommend you make sure of these things. Other than that, amazing speech. Thank you so much for allowing me to evaluate you. It was a wonderful speech with a lot of takeaways. And I'm pretty sure you're going to do great in the near future. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jeevan. What a wonderful CRC approach towards your evaluation, given the proper commendations and recommendations. The summary, as I've mentioned before, you could have moved a bit because you still had a little time and given a wholesome summary so that the evaluation would have ended perfectly. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jeevan. And as far as the speaker, Toastmaster Amrish, is concerned, wonderful speech. I would just like to add on to Toastmaster Jeevan's evaluation that if you could have adjusted your camera a bit properly, as well as your you had these untimely gestures of using your hand a bit. So if you could have paid attention to that and utilize these gestures exactly where the speech required, that would have brought in a beautiful content to your speech. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amrish. 2 wonderful speeches and 2 excellent evaluations. So now it's time to vote for the best evaluator. I would like request the vote counter to kindly launch the poll. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you so much for voting for the evaluators. Next, I would like to move on to my very competent team of role players. That is the timer, our counter, and grammarian for the reports. The timer has confirmed about the qualifications. If the timer could just give in the timing details, a detailed version. Toastmaster Bikash, I would like to invite you for your report.
Thank you very much. Our meeting started at 6:15 p.m. in Nepal, and it might be 6 p.m. in India. And Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Ayansu took 2 minutes 15 seconds. Presiding Officer Toastmaster Amrish took 4 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Sunitra Pradhanan, took 7 minutes 30 seconds. District Director DTM Ranjit Acharya took 4 minutes 40 seconds. And Division Director DTM Pankaj Pradhanang took 3 minutes 35 seconds. Division R Director DTM Rohan Nag took 1 minute 40 seconds. Grammarian Toastmaster Sujit Kozu took 1 minute 15 seconds. General Evaluator Toastmaster Seema Ramesh has taken 4 minutes 50 seconds so far. Our counter Toastmaster Rima Das took 1 minute 35 seconds. I took 1 minute 40 seconds in the introduction. Vote counter Toastmaster Ashutosh took 25 seconds. Toastmaster Sunil Tamarka, the first featured speaker, took 7 minutes 20 seconds. And the second speaker, Toastmaster Amrish, took 6 minutes 30 seconds. Evaluator 1, Toastmaster Ayanshu took 3 minutes 25 seconds. Toastmaster Jeevan Gimire took 3 minutes 9 seconds. Table topic master Asutosh Mundra took altogether 5 minutes 20 seconds. DTM Rohan Nag as a table topic speaker first took 1 minute 54 seconds. Toastmaster Chandrayan took 2 minutes 15 seconds. Toastmaster Sanjana took 1 minute 52 seconds. Toastmaster Manoj took 1 minute 37 seconds. Toastmaster Mega took 1 minute 42 seconds. And DTM Toastmaster Moon took 5 minutes 18 seconds. All the speakers were eligible for being voted. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bikash, for such a professional report. I think this is one of the best reports and very much in detail, keeping tab of the time. Thank you so much for this. Next, I would like to invite the R counter, Toastmaster Rima, to kindly give in your report.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Today in the meeting, there was too much uses of R and repeated words. I'll start with Sa, Toastmaster and Angshu, who used couple of R. Then Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Sunitra, used multiples of R, 3 times repeated words, and couple of times. Then General Evaluator Toastmaster Seema used multiple of R, twice, and repeated word once. Then in while introduction, Toastmaster Bikash, timer, used couple of R's. R counter, Toastmaster Rima used couple of and. Toastmaster Sudeep, grammarian, used R couple of times and repeated word once. Toastmaster Ashutosh while introduction vote counter used R couple of times. Then speaker number 1, Toastmaster Shuneen, used R couple of times, repeated words couple of times and 3 times. Toastmaster Amrish, speaker number 2, used repeated words couple of times and couple of times and pause 1 time. Table topic master Ashutosh used R multiple times. Speaker number 1, DTM Rohanna, was flawless. Speaker number 2, Toastmaster Chandrayan, used R multiple times and multiple times. Speaker number 3, Toastmaster Sanjana, used repeated word once, couple of times R, once and 3 times. Speaker number 4, Toastmaster Manoj, was flawless. Speaker number 5, Toastmaster Megha, used repeated words 3 times, R, couple of times and couple of times. Toastmaster Moon Pradhan, table topic evaluation, R multiple times, multiple times and couple of times. General evaluation, Toastmaster Ainangshu used R multiple times and repeated words twice, once. Evaluator Toastmaster Jeevan used repeated words twice, R multiple times, once. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
A huge round of applause, please, for Toastmaster Rima as the R counter. Yet another professional report, and this too by listening actively. I don't think you would have even batted an eyelid during the entire meeting. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rima. Next, we have our grammarian, the Renan Martin. Toastmaster Sujit, if you could please give in your report. Toastmaster Sujit.
Well, thank you very much, General Evaluator. So for today, I have seen excellent uses of grammar, and there are so many uses of quotes and proper uses of words. So to start with, I have best word of the day I have chosen as co-appetition, and then I have few sayings and quotes used that I definitely would like to let everybody know. So one is, it is not the gun that is used, it is who uses the gun. The saying, every successful man, there is a woman behind. Those were two great sayings. Another one used within our table topic speeches, empty mind is a dangerous mind. Then I definitely, despite of so much of great uses of grammar, I do have one thing to be pointed out. Whenever we are saying one of the things, since we are talking about one out of several things, the last word of that phrase needs to be plural. So I definitely would like to address that to all the speakers. Apart from that, I have word of the day report. We had 2 and 2, so we had a total of 4 uses, 4 times used uses of word of the day. And thank you to you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much for taking note of all the vocabulary which we could do better, we have done better, and this is exactly what a grammarian should be doing. Thank you so much for your report, Toastmaster Sujit. Next, I would like to go into the entire meeting as a whole, starting off with the Sergeant at Arms. Toastmaster Ainangshu, you were pretty energetic. You explained the rules very well. I had a bit of a doubt. I had an internet connection issue, but did you mention the meeting numbers of both the clubs? Okay, that is one thing, one practice which would be good, so that you can bring in both, and since it's a joint meeting, you could bring in both the clubs together and start off the meeting on a very high note. Huge round of applause for such a wonderful conduct of your role. Next, and you introduced the presiding officer, Toastmaster Amrish. very well because everybody knows him to be a very gentle person. And Toastmaster Amrish, thank you for being the stand-in president today. You did a wonderful job of motivating the audience today and by welcoming everybody towards your, for the meeting today. So very well done as the stand-in president. Huge round of applause, Toastmaster Amrish. And you very well introduced the Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Sunetra. And what more can I say about the Toastmaster of the evening? Because as a host, you are the one who conducted the meeting today. And I want to applaud at the way you have maintained time. Because of course, we had all the distinguished officers speaking, they all kept to their time. And we know the way that you knew this was going to be an extended meeting, but you kept very well to your time frame, and that is what is expected out of a Toastmaster of the day. A huge round of applause for the Toastmaster of the evening. And I know the Table Topic Master has been evaluated by the Table Topics Evaluator. However, I just want to add in a couple of things. First and foremost, congratulations, Toastmaster Ashutosh, for doing such a wonderful job with the journey through Nepal. I have actually looked at the map of Nepal today, and thank you so much for giving us the places over here. However, there was a couple of the topics I felt was too long. So for the speaker to understand and connect with the, from the beginning to end, what the topic would be like would have been a bit difficult. If you could just mind that, as well as in a couple of places, you kept the topic on the screen in the virtual format. So that, when you are in a contest or any other time, it should just be repeated, just repeated twice as the topic, and you do not show it on the screen. So just keep that in mind. And also thank you so much for being the vote counter today. We'll know the results soon, and thank you for taking that. Last but not the least, I would like to congratulate both the clubs who have been doing a massive job to coordinate this meeting and make it happen today. And I want to congratulate you all for getting in all the distinguished officers so that they can acknowledge everybody and in fact be so motivating that we move on towards the next 6 months, next year to be more precise. Thank you so much, Bhaktapur Toastmasters Club and VirtuoMasters Club for giving me this opportunity. And I would also kindly appreciate offline evaluation of my role as general evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Seema, for a great evaluation session. Now, I would like to launch poll for the better role player and the better role player in category 2. You can see the different roles as well as the auxiliary role players. You can vote for them. We see a very less number of votes. Please we request you to vote for the better role player in category 1 and category 2. We will end the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's end the poll. So thank you so much for your active participation in poll. And now we would now move back to again to Toastmaster Ashutosh for the presentations of award. Over to you, Toastmaster Ashutosh, for the award session.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening. As we know, Olympics is going on, and it's said that the most important thing is to participate in the game and not to win the game. Same applies here, but at the end of the day, there need to be some gold medalists and some silver medalists, which need to be said. I have been given this humongous task of declaring that today. Without spending much time, I will come on to the first category, which is the best prepared speaker. And as per your polls, the best prepared speaker today is Toastmaster Sunil Tamrakar. Toastmaster Sunil Tamrakar. A huge round of applause for Toastmaster Sunil. All right. Then the next thing is best table topic speaker. And best table topic speaker today is distinguished Toastmaster Rohan Nag, DTM Rohan Nag. A huge round of applause for DTM Rohan Nag. With that, we will come on to the next one, which is the best evaluator. And best evaluator as per your votes is Toastmaster Jeevan Ghimare. Toastmaster Jeevan. Thank you. And then comes the next one, which is the best role player for category 1. And fortunately, unfortunately, that is Toastmaster Ashutosh Mundra. So thank you so much for that. And then best role player, auxiliary role player in category 2. That's our timer, Toastmaster Bikash Gaju. So thank you so much. I think that's all from my side. With that, I would like to hand it over back to our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Sunay.
So because of the time constraint, we are not we have not skipped the acceptance speech part. Apologies for that. And now I'd like to hand over the meeting floor to the closing presiding officer for the adjournment of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Ishwar Palihel.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sunita Pradhananga. Wow, what a wonderful session today. It was really the initiative of dissolving borders really worked today. By the first address by our district director, distinguished Toastmaster Ranjit Acharya, with the takeaways like the combination of collaboration and competition is co-opetition, as well as 0.5% betterment of yourself every week makes 26% of improvement in a year. Great takeaway. And carried followed by addresses by Division Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Pankaj, Division Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Rohan, and on and on. The session went superb. There were so many guest Toastmasters from other clubs to make today's meeting very wonderful. The initiative is very much appreciated, and the effort of the coordinating teams and the coordinators. Let's give them a huge round of applause. Now, talking about Calcutta, I have been hearing the word, the name of the town, the name of the city, from a very long time ago, but it went deep into my mind after I read the novel, The City of Joy. Calcutta has been very close to my heart after that, reading that novel. So it has been very, and there is one more thing. Okay, what is a coincidence I have noted is from VirtuoMasters Toastmasters Club, there were 3 great leaders who took dual roles. Toastmaster Ayan Anshu took both the SAA as well as the evaluator one, and I could see Toastmaster Amrish being the presiding officer as well as the speaker, and Toastmaster Ashutosh being the vote counter as well as table topic master. And let's see the coincidence, all 3 have their initials from A, and after that comes B, and it's Bhaktapur Toastmasters Club. And after it comes the C, and it is Calcutta. So A, B, and C, it has been a wonderful, I have noted it down, and it's really wonderful. To address General Evaluator Toastmaster Seema's quest about the meeting number, it is actually 84th meeting of Bhaktapur Toastmasters Club, and we are really happy to be, having a joint meeting with you. And we really loved today's meeting, and we keep on anticipating more such 1.1, 1.2, 2.0, 2.1, and more versions. So whoever has, kept the point like dissolving borders 1.0 must be some IT geek. That's very innovative as well. By saying this, once again, I would like to thank all the participants, all the distinguished Toastmasters, and all other guests. I can see Dr. Rupesh Kumar Singh. I could not see, maybe he is Toastmaster or not. And I would like to ask, before concluding today's meeting, as I could see that he joined a little bit later, if he has something to say, I would like to give him 30 seconds. Dr. Rupesh Kumar Singh.
Thank you. I'm a Toastmaster. I'm part of Virtue Toastmaster Club only. Yesterday we had meeting and I got to know we have joint meeting. I still am in office, and I was finding a reason how I can join this. I joined late, but I have a great experience. I've seen a lot of speakers with the general evaluator, and definitely in the conclusion part, I'm here. But again, it's a great learning, because all the fruits which is coming in type of evaluation or something that I observe. So thank you very much. At last, I got chance to speak, and this is where the any Toastmaster, it's a desire. Whenever going on meeting, you should get chance to speak even for 30 seconds. Thanks a lot for this opportunity. Great learning, and definitely next time, whenever it is going, I'll happy to participate as a speaker or something. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your saying, Toastmaster Rupesh Kumar Singh. So I could see there are a few more Toastmasters from VirtuoMasters yet. Since because of the limitation of time, we could not give everyone the opportunity. So that's Toastmasters. Even joining Toastmasters, even from your office, joining even after the middle of the meeting, joining even for a certain amount of time. That's what the motivation is all about, Toastmasters. And that will keep on and on in our lives. And once a Toastmasters, always a Toastmasters. Saying this, I would like to conclude the joint meeting between VirtuoMasters Toastmasters Club and Bhaktapur Toastmasters Club with the theme Dissolving Borders 1.0. And now I would like to request the Take Master for today to please take a snap of this session. And I would like to also request to all the participants, please kindly turn on your videos so that it will be easier. That's nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
So I would like to ask Toastmaster Sandeep is here. Okay. Toastmaster Sandeep, please take the photograph because you are.
Okay. Distinguished Toastmaster Pankaj, we want to see you.
Okay. And the certificates are also there in the chat.
As always.
Great meeting today. Thank you, everyone.
And just to remind you that the certificates is in the chat box. So those who are the better speaker, better evaluator, the better role takers, you can download.
I could see yet another dedicated Toastmaster who is coming live from his motorbike. Wow, Toastmaster Rasin. Kudos, man. Kudos. That's great. That's great. Okay. All right. Have a nice time. Good night. See you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.